What's up, guys? It's Rick Ginn, and today I'm talking about the 7 habits I quit to really blow up my wholesaling business. And full disclosure, I did not do these overnight. And you've got to understand that. So my goal of doing this live stream is so you can avoid making the mistakes I did. And then if you can figure out how to lick these first 7 things, and I'm going to tell you, do it sooner than later. It took me multiple years to do this. In 4 or 5 of them, I did pretty quickly because it was necessary. But a few of the others I learned along the way, and they took me 20 plus years to learn. So my goal today is if I can save anybody the pain and the agony that I went through wholesaling by avoiding some of these blunders, these missteps, that is my goal. So real quick, if you have a question, do me a favor. You have a comment. Put it in the comments, because if you have the question, somebody else has a question. Also, go out and meet a new friend here. We're all wholesaling friendly here. Find somebody in the comments that you can pair up with. You can connect with them through our school group, freewholesaling.com. And that's a great way to do it. If you have a question, put it on there. And once I'm done with our conversation about the 7 habits I had to give up to become successful in wholesaling, I will put a link on there, and we'll do a mastermind with some people and see if I can help you out, anything wholesaling related. Because remember, guys, I know this is one of these rare channels, but all we do is talk about wholesaling. So, and the title's in my name, so what else does I do? It's either going to be a fishing channel or a wholesaling channel. So maybe a family channel, but I kind of combine it all together. But I predominantly talk about wholesaling can change your life, your family's life, and the projection of everything, and really increase your fishing too. So, okay, I'm seeing the comments. So let's just jump into this, and I will show you. And what I'm going to do instead of, actually, before I get into it, before my hold on 1 second, guys. Zach? Okay, sorry, somebody was knocking on the office door. Wasn't that? So I clicked the wrong button. That was my ADHD. And so let me go back here. If you're new to wholesaling, do me a favor. On the bottom of the screen, freewholesaling.com. If you want to learn how to do this business, if you're tired of people ripping you off, trying to take money out of your pocketbook, these desperate coaches trying everything. Very few know more about wholesaling than me and Zach. I'm 23 years, Zach's 9 years. We have over 30 years experience. All I ask is, if you're going to pay for someone's course, ask to look at all the coursework before you pay anyone. Why? Because you should know what you're getting into. And honestly, a lot of people come to us anyways. So since mine's free, just go ahead and enjoy it, and you can use that as a barometer. That is my gift to you, and make sure you do that. So let's jump into it. Let me go over my notes here. So I'm going to talk to you about the habits I quit, that you don't have a choice. But most importantly, I'm going to teach you the habit to replace it with. Because we all, listen, it's easy to tell you what not to do, but it's more important to tell you what to do to move forward in life. So if you understand that, we can do that. So let's start with number 1, one of my favorite ones, which I absolutely love. Looking rich. What do I mean by this? Listen, this is a huge problem in the United States. Just go on Instagram. You don't have to get into it 1 minute. And I'm not going to call out names here, but there's people on there. My favorite part is anybody who calls themselves or puts in their title, serial entrepreneur. Do me a favor, run like hell. So I've been doing this business long enough to tell you that is code word for, I just want to make a crap load of money at any expense necessary. Now, I'm all about the hustle in the game, but find your corner and run with it. Yes, people have to pivot over time. Let me give an example. I've been wholesaling for 23 years. This is my mantra. It's my religion. It's what I do. Some people say they're a Christian. I say I'm a wholesaler. But seriously, You got to have a skill set and you got to help people out to make money. You have to provide value. If you constantly just seek the opportunity out there, I mean, what is that saying about you? You know, the person who went from wholesaling to Forex to the Amazon FBO stores, and then they got into. I saw people did PPL and all the pandemic loans, and then now they're all going to do AI, and it's like, I go, Jesus Christ, how many opportunities do you come across? Here's the problem: is it's just all about making the money, because what kind of skill sets can you have? Like, if you just jump in AI right now and you've never dealt with it before, what value do you bring to the community? And so I'm just telling you, these people, all they want to do is look rich. They don't care who they have to hurt, who they have to step on to get there. But at some point, if you keep going step by step by step, like all these different things, why would anybody trust or believe you? And the problem is, it's people that want to look rich. I'm so tired of people. Like, I can figure out real quick if you're leasing your pad out. I can tell if you're in a rental. I know when you're renting a jet. Like, don't get me started on cars. Cars are a joke. A couple $100,000, you can get whatever car you want. That is not a status symbol. So guys, if I'm telling you that I don't believe people that are serial entrepreneurs, because you have to have a skill set. So the skill set, obviously I'm talking about, is wholesaling. Master wholesaling, you can do anything. My favorite are people who tried wholesaling and then they keep going on and they try to do, they try to take this idea and use other opportunities. And I always question people who quit wholesaling, because I think it is the greatest way to free yourself in the United States. Hands down, it's been proven hundreds and hundreds of years, but there's people that will always look for the latest, greatest scam. Avoid them like the plague. That's rule number one. Number two, you've got to stop looking rich. What do you mean? Nobody gives a crap you buy a BMW or Mercedes. Dumb it down. For the longest time, I drove the Honda Accord for 13 years. Beat it to the ground, 230,000 miles. I had to drag it in, and I think I had to pay them to take it. That's what's called living below your means. So you're going to have to do that. So the reality is, if you don't want to look rich, you want to become rich. So becoming rich is boring. It is not sexy. And you're going to have to make major sacrifices to get there. People who want to look rich are constantly going to put a Band-Aid, put on the best lease car, the best rental house, and just show everybody, I'm going to, like, my kid's going to Harvard, my kid's going to Princeton, my kid's going to USC. Nobody gives a crap anymore. But do you understand that colleges today have more applicants than they can fit in there? And they've created this false narrative, like this exclusivity, this demand, and the product is not there. Outside of some of the Ivy League schools, most of these people are spending $60,000 to $100,000 a year to go to college for the right, and then you got to be chosen. Those are for people who want to look rich. Now, some of them are actually rich, but becoming rich is one of the ugliest processes you will go through. It's ramen noodles. It's living below your means. It's making the sacrifice. It's not going to that party. It's not going crazy at Christmas. I don't understand people who buy gifts who they can't afford to put them on layaway and then put them on credit cards for credit cards they can't afford. And if you understand that, you have to stop looking rich. Period. Just stop looking rich. Nobody gives a crap. Honestly, it's mostly you perpetuating the story that you want to look rich. Here's how you look rich. Become rich. It's going to take you some time to get there. You ever notice people who win the lottery? They always wind up in bankruptcy or they lose everything. Why? Because they did not have the discipline to understand how to keep that money. And that same working force is going to help you in wholesaling, because most of you start out broke. You're going to earn some money. You're going to give a bunch of it away. That's what I did. When I say give it away, buy unnecessary crap that's not going to make you any richer. And then you're going to have to learn how to keep the money. So you have to go through this process. So to avoid looking rich, just stop buying stuff you don't need. I mean, let's face it, other than your basic housing, your utilities, and your groceries. Maybe some car payments, but I would tell you, go get a beat up car and run around in it. Like, there's no shame. Listen, not having a car payment is my favorite thing in the world. I have work vehicles that have car payments just because the company pays for it and I got 0% financing, but I ain't trying to look rich. If you think the house you live in and the car you drive defines your true wealth, that is the problem. Warren Buffett has lived in the same house for over 30 years. One of the richest men in the world. Drives a regular car, period. Now, if you understand this distinctual difference, it will make a tremendous difference, because looking rich, if you want to look rich, I promise you this, you will never, ever become rich. It's impossible. You can't, you're going to have to step way down to gradually work your way up. And that's how it works. I don't care any way you slice it. I promise you, that's the way it has to work. And if you don't understand that, you have to do that. Okay, next one. A short-term view on wholesaling. This is the kiss of death. Damn, that's hot. Okay, what do I mean by that? Think about anything else you want in life. Let's go with weight loss, because it's the most common problem we have in the United States, really the world now. Everybody's looking to do what? They want to get lipo. They want to take Ozempic. Everybody wants a Band-Aid and a shortcut. And God knows the pharmaceutical companies are going crazy to try to give it to you. But everybody knows what the recipe is to get healthy. It's monitor the food that goes in your body, mostly whole foods. Processed foods, honestly, is about 99% of everyone's problems, including mine and yours watching this. Super convenient, but your body doesn't know how to handle it. So your body has reactions. You get rashes, you get gut aches, you get bloated, you get inflammation. And there's so much information on this. We all know it's bad, but we still do it. And it just drives me nuts. So if you want to take a long-term approach to your health, you got to understand, why am I eating 3 meals a day? We were never designed to eat 3 meals a day. And why do I eat so much sugar? Sugar was never even meant to enter the human body. But I guess where I'm going with this before my ADHD spins out of control is, we have to understand, like, if we know we need to eat whole foods and just eat when our body needs to eat, you can pretty much get as healthy as you want. But we all like the stuff. So the problem is, short-term is to fulfill our appetites and our short-term cravings, we shove stuff in our mouth. And it feels really good in the moment, right? And after you beat yourself up. Why did I eat that? The Easter bunny came yesterday. I don't know about you, but there was chocolate bunnies hopping all over the place. And I don't even have children. I have children, but they're adults. And I looked at the amount of food. I'm like, this is absolutely insane. And you wonder why I gained a few pounds over that. It just drives me nuts, especially being over in LA for 2.5 weeks. My God, the food's really, I can't complain about the food in there. But where am I going with this? You have to look at a long-term view, almost anything you do. Why would wholesaling be any different? If you're looking for something that's just going to magically get you 3 to 5 deals overnight, I'm just telling you, you are going to be a victim of some sort of sales gimmick. I promise you, because they know that's what everybody wants. So we have to take, instead of doing a short-term view, we have to take a long-term view of wholesaling. What do I mean by that? You're going to have to go through some pain and you're going to have to go through some suffering to win in this business. Stop worrying about when you get your first deal. I know there's an obsession and I want you to get your first deal right away. But the reality is, a lot of this stuff, it takes time. I can't stress this enough to you. We all have different capacities. But here's the problem is, you ever been in a race and you're running and this guy or gal comes up next to you and you're like, and then you pick up your pace to just try to match theirs? It means they're controlling you. And that's what a lot of you guys are letting. You're letting influencers, you're letting gurus, and you're letting people on the internet that you don't even know who they are. It could be a 13-year-old child that's never wholesaled before. And you're trying to run a race against them. And the problem is, you're just burning yourself out. You're not getting anywhere. So take a long-term view. I don't care how long it takes you to consume the information at freewholesaling.com. Do it. Just sectionalize it. We do the most important stuff first, the marketing, and then just work your way backwards and just go from there. And remember, who are you running a race against? Yourself. That's it. You want to be 1% better each day, your personal best. Stop looking at all these people on the internet. Stop doing all these comparisons. At the end of the day, if you go, hey, I want to be like Rick and I want to be in wholesaling 23 years from now. So take this year, take 2025 and make it right. Go get the best education you can and then take the most amount of action and understanding. You're going to have to bust your butt to make it work in this business. Wholesaling, guys, it is phenomenal. But if you take a short-term approach and you just want to do 1 or 2 deals, you're better off doing something else, in my opinion. Most people have a short-term view of wholesaling. They say they have a long-term view, but they take short-term view approaches. And some of you guys try to rush people. You try to force them to close. Why? It's just going to blow up on you in the long run. Think it like this, like a marathon, right? A marathon runner, 26.2 miles. If a sprinter comes up next to him and goes, hey, see you later, Ricky. Does the marathon runner pick up their pace? No. They have a game plan. They stick to it. They look at their average mile per minute and they try to keep on pace. You know why? Because in about 2 miles, the marathon runner is going to smoke the short-term wholesaler. Why? Because they're just trying to look good. They're doing that looking rich. It's very similar, this one. And if you understand this, it's a game changer. Run your own race. Someone got 4 deals in your market, applaud them. Take them out to lunch. Get a cup of coffee with them and see why they're so successful. Support them. Congratulate them. They're not your competition. Like most people do wholesaling, have no idea what they're doing. Don't even worry about it. So instead of a short-term view, I'm going to take a long-term view, and you got to understand that. The next one is, honestly, I could probably spend 3 hours on this topic alone, and I want you to understand this. It's called being average. Now, I'm not being mean about this, and that's the last thing I want to do, but you got to understand this. Wait a minute. You guys can hear me. Somebody give me a thumbs up or something like that. I had a couple comments that couldn't hear me. Hopefully that was in the beginning. Let me know you can hear me. I don't want to talk into an empty mic, which I got clipped right here. Okay. Hopefully, yes, you can hear me. Awesome. So what I was saying is being average. You got to stop being average. Here's the reality. When we grow up, we have whatever. They always say you're only a combination of 5 people around you. The problem, a big part of that is your family. And I love my family to death. We just went through the big Easter stuff. My family doesn't understand me and Zach's wholesaling, not even in the slightest. They want to work in it, but they've never even watched probably a video. Sound familiar? The problem is most of you are striving to be what the average of the people are around you. And you're going to have 2 problems with this. Number one, it's all you know. I didn't know you could get whatever you wanted in life. Honestly, I had an idea when I was 17 from Tony Robbins, but I didn't know how to execute it because I was scared to death. Just full transparency. So I went on a journey the next 17 years to figure out how to get it done. And here's the problem is, when you start out on your wholesaling journey, specifically your family, they're going to piss all over you. Not only all over you, they're going to piss into the wind. It's going to get all over you. What are you doing that for? That seems risky. It's a scam. I see people getting arrested for wholesaling. Number one, they don't understand. Number two, they're just trying to protect you and love you because all they want to do is keep you safe. They could care less if you prosper. Most of the time, these issues your family members bringing up and your friends and your colleagues is just a byproduct of their own insecurity of them being average. And you will see it come out time and time again. Understand this, the only people that will ever attack you in life are people that are below you. Everybody above you wants to pick you up and help you out. And I've noticed whenever I have anybody attacking me, especially on the internet, and God knows me and Zach get attacked all the time, it's always the same thing. It's someone who just, keyboard warrior, it's easy to do and I get it. I don't react to them anymore because it's a joke. I know you're trying to pull me down because your own insecurities are coming out, and I feel for you. So understand this. How do I change this? It's real simple. If you don't want to be average, just simply do this. Look around the people you're around to, and are they really aspiring you to get to the level you want? You already know the answer to that. So go find people, go to a real estate investors meetup group, come out to one of our X Leads events, hop on our lives and do whatever you want, and find somebody in this chat, this conversation, to elevate your status. Meaning, find people that want to support you and push you to do what you want to do. People that don't want you to do wholesaling and like, I'm scared, I'm nervous, they're telling you about their own insecurities. They've given up on life. My question to you is, have you? I haven't. I haven't given up on you. That's why I'm doing a live stream on Monday evening. Why? Because if I can just connect to one person and show them the path, the light, the way to go in wholesaling, I'm very fulfilled in what I've done. So we're trying to like strive like people that are average, just getting by in life. Guys, I want you way up here. And you're going to find out when you start working your way up here, these people do not like it at all. In fact, I promise you this, you'll be attacked by your family and your colleagues at first because they feel very insignificant and they're starting to question their own purpose in life. Now, once you get up there, if you get enough distance, you don't have to worry about them anymore. But if you're going to constantly try to make these people happy, you will never get anywhere. So get up here, and then eventually you find people like me and Zach that just want to pull you up no matter what. Is wholesaling easy? I think it's very simple. Is it easy to do? No, you actually have to do work. If it was easy for everybody, it wouldn't be a unique opportunity. You have to understand that. So to get out of the average zone, if you're young, especially watching this, I love teachers to death. I come from a long line of teachers, but most teachers cannot wrap the concept of what us wholesalers want to accomplish in life. To make $1 million in a year by yourself, a teacher goes, that would take you a 30-year career to do that. No, that's what I was told. I remember once, check this out, when my son was he was in high school and he just started working in my business and he made his first 100 grand. And the guidance counselor, he had to fill out a form when he was a senior and it said, you know, how much are you making now and how much do you hope to make after your college degree? It was kind of a trap question. And Zach wrote it down. And the guidance counselor was so disturbed with my son's answer, she called me in for a conference. I go, Zach, what did you do? He goes, I just told her the truth. And so she gets the piece of paper and she shows it to me and she goes, hey, listen, this is what your son says he's making right now. He's a student. That's physically impossible. I go, well, I can tell you, I go, he's made over $100,000 working for me in the last 4 months alone. She's like, it's impossible. I go, if I showed you a canceled check, would you believe me? She said, I don't want to see it. She goes, then he put down like what he wants to make in 3 to 5 years. And he put $1 million and add $1 million to it every year. I go, oh, he'll easily do that. And I got kicked out of her office. And then I said, let me ask you, she goes, do you really think that's a realistic expectation to set for your son? I go, number one, I didn't set it, he said it, because he's working with people way above his skill set to get him there. And number two, who are you to tell my son what he's going to be limited to? He goes, well, he needs to get a good college education. He needs to get a good job. And I go, listen, so how much do you think he should like expect to make? Well, most people would have a goal to make 90 to 100,000. I go, and my son did that while he was in high school. Is he upsetting you with that? And I found out real quickly, she felt insecure and she was going to attack because he was here and she was there. Now, there's no disrespect. I get it. But like, we're not all built the same. And my problem is you're never going to limit a wholesaler and what they can make. That's why we go for this opportunity. And then I asked her how much she made, and then I got kicked out of the office. Because if she made 45 grand a year, I'd be surprised. And I'm not judging, but like you're judging me because you're not doing it and you're feeling insecure. And I want you to recognize it. It is their own security that's the attack. It's not because you want better. And if you understand that, you can easily understand you've got to stop. The people around you, if you have not experienced, they are average at best. And I'm not saying they're bad people, but when it comes to pushing you financially to get where you want, to get the freedom of time and have money to take care of the people you love, you're going to have to do some extraordinary things. Most people, they don't want to work. People loved COVID. You could stay at home. Honestly, it was the worst nightmare situation I could ever ask for. I hated it. I thought everything was wrong with it, and my gut was correct. And so I'm telling you guys, if you're striving just to make $100,000, like that's your goal, I'm okay in a year or two, or hey, we'll work our way up there. But like I make millions and millions of dollars a year because I decided to break free from my job. And by the way, I had a job that earned me 6 figures. I was safe, I was secure, but I was absolutely miserable. If you can relate to it, you understand what I'm feeling. Because I was never going to get anywhere. I was so miserable in what I did, 70, 80 hours a week. They owned me. I gave up on all my dreams to build somebody else's dream, and I just decided I couldn't take it anymore. That's one of the reasons why I'm talking to you guys here. So being average, so what do? Go find people, go join groups, go find people that will aspire, that you can look up to. Like, I want to be the person in the room. I want to be the dumbest person every time. It's not hard for me to do because I don't think I'm the brightest guy. I'm just a guy that I take action and I do not wait. Most people will take weeks to make a decision. I'm at most a day or two. I'm talking about big 7-figure decisions because I learned very wealthy people make fast decisions. And they're like, either it worked out or I got a lesson from it. You're going to get one way or the other. By doing nothing and constantly being scared to take action, you won't get anywhere in life. And so I'm always hesitant around people that never want to make a decision. It drives me nuts. So stop being average. How do you do it? Hang out with people that you want to strive to be like. And by the way, that also goes for relationships and being around happy people. I don't want to be around miserable people. Miserable people tend to make you miserable and they'll start complaining, and we don't want to deal with those. So, which leads me to my next one, which I always, whining. My God. This is the #1 skill set. It's not a skill set. It is a handicap. If you constantly bitch and cry about everything in your life, it's wholesaling's not fair. Here's my favorite. It's too saturated. It's too saturated. Like, seriously? Is that the best you can come up with? Oh my God, it's just too hard. People are telling me there's laws that I can't do wholesaling. It's very scary. Come on, guys, you're better than this. I've been told since 2003 that wholesaling's becoming illegal, or it's already illegal. You really shouldn't do it, Rick. Who do you think is telling me that? People that are below me, right? When people tell you this, it's either one or two things. Either you're making them feel insecure with your newfound success, or they have an agenda and they usually want to sell you something. Oh, if you do this, this will cure that problem. Guys, getting your real estate license won't cure anything. But back to my main point, whining. If you constantly whine about something, do me a favor. And by the way, guys, this is my own advice to myself. If you constantly find yourself whining, bitching, and moaning about something, it's not fair. Like, first of all, life's not fair at all. Like, I love Stoicism. Why? Because I believe Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, all of them had it all figured out, because life's not fair. Even they said it 2,000 years ago, it's not fair. People die of plagues. People die of cancer. I lost my sister recently, 2 years. It sucks. I was heartbroken. I lost my mom. It sucks. Is it fair? No, I've had teenage friends that pass away, strange diseases, auto accidents. You got to take what you got and run with it to the best of your ability. But I will tell you this, when any type of school or parent tries to tell their kids how to be fair in life, you understand life is not going to be fair to you. So you have to understand that when you go into it. There's nothing fair about it. I promise you, something's going to happen in your life. You're going to go, that's not fair. I'm used to it. So get over it. If you think life's fair, this isn't a video game, guys, although some can do it. I always talk about Stoicism because it'll help you balance and understanding that the reality is our life is not as long as you think. But Stoics come to the realization that we waste most of our life just not appreciating what we have. And how do we do it? Whining, complaining, bitching. Nothing gets accomplished. So here's how it happens. The first time you complain to me, I go, okay, I get it. You're frustrated. I move on. I've watched Tony Robbins do this time after time. Everyone's got a problem and they want to bring it to me. Wholesaling, hopefully. But when you do it, we try to recognize the problem and go from there. The second time you do it, okay, I go, I got a chronic, because every time I see you, all I hear is complaints. And by the third time is, I don't want to deal with you anymore. Why? Because you are a full-time chronic whiner, complainer. And these people are always trying to tell themselves a story so they don't have to deal with the truth in life. And so if you want to do this, number one, you got to stop it. How do you stop whining and complaining? Easier said than done. Most of you don't even know you're doing it. So number one, if people tell you, man, you're a little bit negative, I don't like how you talk, listen to them. You're going to get a little hurt by it. I get it. The next step is to recognize it. Once you recognize you do it, stop it, or stop yourself when you're doing it. You cannot fix this condition until you can personally recognize it in your life. Once you recognize it, you're going to stop yourself from doing it. But if you won't recognize it, it's like an overweight person. If you don't recognize you're overweight, you just eat mindlessly and don't exercise, and then you constantly complain. Why? Because it just feels right. And you get nowhere in life and you're completely frustrated. So, number one, recognize it. Number two, stop it. Stop it, and you won't get it done in 1 month or 1 week. I'm just going to let you know. It is a habit, and you have to get rid of it. So replace it with solutions. Hey, listen, I tried it this way. I'm thinking about trying it this way and then changing this marketing list and getting it down to 3,000 and doing like reverse driving for dollars and cold calling. Do you think that would work? Bam, I can help you with that. But when you go, oh, my market's too saturated. Oh, wholesaling is too hard. There's nothing I can do. I go, you know what? You're right. And I'm going to go find somebody else that wants to spend time on working on themselves and working on their wholesaling business. You got to stop whining, man. It's like, I recognize whining so from a mile away. And when people start whining, I just I brace myself. I recognize them. And then the second time they do it, I go, dude, you seem to whine a lot. Have you ever recognized how much you're complaining? I go, what if we took that same energy and focused on solutions and getting deals? Oh, but that gets frustrating. I know, that's wholesaling. That's what we want you to do. You've got to understand that. So this one's a big one. Oh my God, I got through them pretty quick. We're going to have some time here. Let me put up an invite link because last week, I don't think I had time to do this because I was in LA and it was a little bit harder outside the studio. Okay. I put up the shareable link if you guys want to hop on a one-on-one as soon as I'm done here. Next one, caring what others think of you. Listen, I'm not telling you to ignore your family and not worry what you're doing, but when it comes to wholesaling, I'm telling you to do that exactly. You've got to stop worrying what others perceive you. The reality is the first 7 years I did wholesaling, that's why I'm going with the number 7 today, is honestly, I have more people crap on me, and to be exact, mostly family and close friends and neighbors. You know how that works. And they're like, I can't believe you're doing this. It's so risky. Why don't you go back to your safe corporate job? Guess what they all say after 20 years? Oh, I knew you could do it, Rick. I knew you were always meant for this. Guys, I got crapped on the first 7 years of doing wholesaling, like really bad by my family, especially my family. I love them to death, but why should they understand me trying to do something to make my life better and different? And I have the same frustrations in family as most of you guys do, but it's not their job to understand what they're doing. So let me give you a little hint. When dealing with family, you start out wholesaling, just tell them you're doing real estate. Honestly, they don't care. And most of you get so excited, you try to explain wholesaling. Well, I'm going to find a distressed seller. Well, why'd you do that for? And they're just going to go, that sounds risky. That sounds scammy. Move past them. There's no glory in doing it. And stop worrying what other people think of you, especially on the internet. Nobody gives a crap. You realize people shoot videos about like me and Zach almost every other day, and they do it with a lot of other people. Like, I'm like thinking, I go, you know what? If you're going to spend 45 minutes and talk about me, I'm not even going to complain, even though none of it's true. You just put more eyeballs on me. It's your problem, not my problem. The fact that you would pay to edit a video on someone other than what you do in your content just screams to me like your own insecurities with everything going on. So if I don't care what others think about me, and I got millions of negative comments on the internet about me, I don't care. You know what I care about? I only care about what you guys think of me, what you guys want. Obviously, I don't care about other influencers and gurus. It's not that I don't care about them. I'm actually very good friends with a lot of them. I go against the grain. Why? Because I can. I've been in this business so long. I recognize a pattern and I take advantage of it. What everyone's charged tens of thousands of dollars per student to do wholesaling, I just give it to you for free. And I get it. They're not mad at me. They're just feeling insecure about the method I'm doing it. AKA means I'm threatening their business model. But at some point, you have to adapt and change to survive in life. So listen, keep in mind, you think I came up? Gary Vaynerchuk's done this business model for over 10 years. Alex Hormozi's done this business model for, 5 years? So it's funny. They get the same hate. We're just in the wholesaling. I get the same hate too. But remember, I'm only getting hate from people that, oh, he's upset. He's giving it away for free. Translation, you're ruining my business. No. I'm not ruining your business. You did that a long time ago. You're in a day of giving people information on the internet. And I'm here to tell you, I don't care what others think about me. So you need to take note and do the exact same attitude and do the same thing. Why? Because if you constantly care what everybody thinks about you, you're constantly going to conform to them, and you're never going to be that unique self that God created you to be. Understanding, I know right now somebody's watching this and someone's pissed off with what I'm saying. I'm looking at you right in the eye. Oh my God, Rick, you can't give it away for free. I've got to charge for it. That's how I take care of my family. I get it. I wholesale, you coach. Find out who's going to win here. Because I've been doing this 23 years. Everybody knows what I do in my local market, how I operate. They know how I do it virtually, and everyone knows all the JVs I've done. Everybody knows my son's my business partner. Why? Because he's damn good. And I have the highest standards for a business partner. I've had probably 4 business partners. Almost every one of them ended up in a court proceeding. Why? Because people don't live up to their expectations. And I learned a long time ago. I use JVs to find people. I did about 30 JVs with my son before I made him my business partner to make sure he was going to stick. Yeah, my own son. Yeah, life's not fair. No silver spoon in his mouth. He had to learn how to do it. So I tell my son all the time, even when he got started, a lot of people are going to attack you. They're just going to want to bring you down because their insecurities are being exposed. And there's no difference for anybody that's watching this live stream. Stop worrying about what other people think about you. Until you've seen their bank account and still you spent time in their house and with their family. Listen, money's not going to make you happy alone, but it sure the hell is going to help. I don't care what anybody says. And money alone will not make you happy. I know plenty of billionaires out there that they're just not happy in life. So enjoy the journey, be present, and understand. By not caring what others think and following the right program in wholesaling, you're on the right track. The only people are going to bring you down are the people that are below you. Step on them. Sorry. Guys, listen, if I cared what every guru said about me and my son, I would sit in the corner and cry. I don't care. I knew going into this, I knew exactly what their playbook was, what they were going to do. They're all going to join forces and attack me. Like, I don't care. So if I don't care, I want to teach you this skill set. The sooner you adapt this in wholesaling, the better off you'll do. And honestly, the more people come at me, the harder I go. I'm not going anywhere. I've already proven it. Guys, I've been in this business 23 years. Most people barely survive 5 years, even 3 years in wholesaling. And here we are. No flashy cars, not showing you off my house every moment. I'm not showing you my jet travels and all this other stuff. Why? because it's irrelevant. It ain't going to help you out. So why am I going to waste my time on doing it? So caring what others think of you will change your life. This one, it did take me a while to grasp this one. I did not grasp this one right off the bat. And I would say really, really double down on this one. So the next one, which is one, I think it's so funny, seeking the perfect timing. What do I mean by that? Seeking the perfect timing. You've got to understand, nothing's ever super convenient to start anything. A diet, exercise program, wholesaling. I'm going to wait till I get my government. I hear this all the time. I'm going to wait till I get my government check. I don't charge you anything. What do you care? Because that's what other coaches tell you. When you get your government check, give it to me and I'll make you a master wholesaler. AKA, they just want a sale in the bank. Stop waiting for everything to be perfect. It's never going to be there. I can't stress this enough. The way we teach wholesaling is consume the education, the right education, freewholesaling.com, and then take a massive amount of imperfect action. And you're going to keep doing that formula over and over till you make money. And what would normally take you 12 years to learn a skill set, which is how we were taught in school, and you saw how that worked out, I'm going to teach you in under 90 days. But you got to do it my way. And you're going to have to kill the old version of yourself. And if that scares you, I get it. But I think most people become a wholesaler because they want a newer version of themselves. You still keep your core values, your philosophy. Whatever your religious beliefs, whatever your traditions are in your family, I'm not telling you to change it. But what if we gave you more tools to spend more time with your family, freedom of your time, and more money so you can help out that elderly person in your family? Maybe retire your mom. Do you have that ability? That's what wholesaling creates for you. And so we have to understand, seeking perfect timing, it'll never be perfect. I got to wait till my leg heals. I got to wait till I get my tax refund. I've got to wait till the snow melts. I got to wait till this hot summer stuff. It just never stops. If you're watching this, you've decided, go over to freewholesaling.com and start right now. Don't wait. For God's sakes, get it going. Get it going, man. Like there's never, ever perfect timing. And if you wait for perfect weather, although when I was in LA, I got to tell you, I've never seen better weather in my life. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. It didn't rain. There was fog, but, timing on it. So, I put it in the wrong link. Duh. Okay. Let me put it in the comments. Let me put up if you guys want to do a one-on-one, I'm going to put it in here because I'm just about done talking and I'd rather talk to you guys. I put it in the wrong notes. So you'll see a StreamYard link under Rick Ginn. Just click that if you want to hop on and do a one-on-one. I'd like to talk to you about wholesaling. So the next one is, so guys, on the timing thing, it's never going to be just perfect. Just start. Remember, you're running a marathon. Some of you are going to have to baby crawl, and then you're going to have to learn to walk, and then you have to learn to jog, and then you're going to have to learn to run, and then we're going to teach you how to run a marathon. But for God's sakes, get going in the right direction. I had somebody tell me the other day they've been studying wholesaling for 12 years. No. Something's wrong. You're using your old personality to change and kill your old self. And until you shut it off, it's never going to change, and you have to understand that. Next one. Ego. This is a big one. Number one problem of wholesalers. I know it all. I'm the biggest, baddest. I'm the greatest wholesaler of all time. I could easily sit there and tell you all that stuff. God knows I got the credentials and the experience, but I'm not going to do it because it's not true. It's just a marketing ploy. Who gives a crap who's the best? Who helps people out the most? And by the way, we all have to admit, if you had 1,000 wholesalers in a room, I'm going to show you 1,000 different techniques people do wholesaling. Are there going to be similarities? Absolutely. But the beauty of wholesaling is you can cater to whatever you want. There's some people that want to live in an RV or a camper and travel the entire United States while doing it. God bless you. They want to drag their kids around and experience it. I think that's awesome. Some people just want to go live in Airbnbs all around the world while they do wholesaling. Awesome. That's it. Listen, I like fishing. I like Florida. I like the Bahamas. I like the Keys. So this is my home port. But as my kids have matured and moved out of the house, and I'm an empty nester, and I don't have a dog anymore, God rest his soul. That was recent. I have freedom to get up and just do things that I've never done before. So I've got 4 trips planned over the next 5 months. Kind of scares me because I'm used to being in the studio and not traveling as much and taking care of my elderly dog, taking care of my daughter and everything else. And Zach's like, go do what you want. And so me and Zach rotate. We help each other out, but I can do this business from anywhere. And the only way I can do it, number one, your ego, especially you younger cats, you're going to think you know it all. And once you activate that ego, there's 3 particular things that happen. Number one, it means you have to be right at any cost. You ever get in an argument with someone and you're just bound determined to win at any cost? If you're married, you understand what I'm saying. You're okay to lose some to survive the rest of the night and the rest of the week, because if you're right, you're going to be wrong for the next week. So that's my marriage tip. I know it's rough. Anyways, when you activate your ego, it's the ability, they call it edging God out. And the reason is you have to be right at any cost. You will take down anyone, humiliate them, do whatever you want. Number 2, you want to be significant. I want to be the most important person in the room, and this is how I have to activate my ego. And all your ego is your alter, what do they call it? Not your alter ego. It's the image you've created of like your Superman in your head. Nobody else sees it other than your voice just chatting away. And the third thing is your ego is there to soothe you, meaning giving you short-term dopamine to get that gratification rush. And most people hit their ego to get that dopamine rush of, it's me, I'm right, I'm significant, you're wrong, I'm going to win. And it does feel good in the short term, but I promise you, you will be destroyed in the long term. People that activate their ego also cannot learn and they cannot listen. It's proven once your ego is activated, you do not take input at all. Why? Because your brain says, I have to be right. I have to keep this information right here, and I will not listen to anybody else. So once you activate your ego, I promise you, you're going to burn relationships. You're going to give people a path to basically hack you. What do I mean? My number one way in finding virtual markets is basically hacking wholesalers' egos. Look at this deal I did. Look at this. Get on my buyers list. Okay. Save me the work. And once I verify they're doing deals, I verify the zip code. Life ain't fair, baby. And if you're that stupid to put your stuff out on the internet and you spent thousands of dollars to figure out your honey hole, I'm going to come your way. Now, it's happened to me plenty of times. I've learned from the best. And this is what I do. There's always somebody coming in, young or old, bragging about how much business they're doing. They put you on your buyer's list. I just reverse engineer it. They don't vet anybody, and I take full advantage of it. I depend on people activating their ego. It's so wildly out of control, I rely on it. That's how 23 years, I've never had a problem finding someone with a huge ego and wholesaling, bragging about how great they're doing it. Now, here's the problem. Half of them are lying. You can figure it out real quick in an internet search. And the other half, you got to find out, like, did they do one deal or are they actually doing it? So you got to find the people that are actually doing deals. And that's the problem with the ego, because it's just so inflated. You got to get into it. You got to underwrite it and find out who's actually doing deals. And remember, guys, if your ego is activated, you can't learn from other people. You could never learn from this live stream I'm doing. You can't learn from anybody in the comments. If you're right, you're right. It means you're not going to listen to anyone else. If you guys have ever argued, now somebody said, Rick, what's the difference between like an egocentric person and a narcissist? To me, a narcissist is someone whose ego is just like 100x. They have to be right at any cost, and they get a rush. I believe a narcissist gets more of a rush out of your reaction on top of the ego, and that's the basic difference. Now, guys, I have family members that are narcissists. It's just painful. And a narcissist, the easiest way to find a narcissist is they never shut their mouth. They're always talking about themselves. And a narcissist will never ask you how you're doing or reciprocate. Even though they do care, they just don't know how to do it. And that is like, Don't even get me started on narcissists. Narcissists are like people with a big ego, and it's like you put jet fuel in it. Like you can't stop them from doing it. So guys, bury your ego. It will. I can tell you, I didn't start wholesaling until my early 30s, and I thought I was like, after 2 or 3 years, I really thought I was the shit. And I got my stuff. I had somebody reverse hack all my stuff, actually competed with me, and I almost destroyed my business, what I thought. And I just learned to step up my competition and shut my mouth. Guys, when you do wholesaling, you should not share to the world what your marketing strategy is in a particular market, because they're going to reverse hack you. Now, okay, well, Rick, you show the fundamentals. I'm at a point I have to. I'll even tell you which market to go into. The reality is most people won't do it. That's why I'm not scared with sharing the information. But I'm just saying, if you're in an area and you're doing really well, it's okay to share successes. Just don't be too vocal about it. And if you want to try to really scale up your business, make sure you do it in the right fashion. You shouldn't be emailing. You shouldn't be like doing social media posts. Get down and get deals done. I always told you guys, get to your first deal, we'll get you to 5 deals. And then after that is to get you to 100. And that's how the game's worked. And if you can't get the 1, you can't get the 5. If you don't get the 5, you're not getting to 100. If you can get the 5, you're meant for wholesaling. It means you have that resourcefulness where you can just make anything happen. So that's it on my 7. Honestly, I have about 30 more, but I tried to put what relates to a newer wholesaler and what's most important. And I'm going to share a last one with you, which I get a lot of messages from you guys. If you're one of these anxious person and you're always living in the past or you're always trying to focus on the future, you got to find a way to be present, because you have to be present when you deal with a motivated seller, because you're really going to have to connect with them and you're going to have to go deep. The only way you can do that, have you ever had that deep conversation with a friend or a family member? You have to be fully present and engaged. And something happens when you're fully present and engaged. And you're talking about a guy to ADHD. I'm always thinking about the future. I try to let the past go. I've gotten a lot better at it. But when you engage in the present, which is the present, there's a reason God calls it the present. You don't worry about the future as much, and you tend to forget about the past. And it's a very calming peace that comes over your body. And I'm telling you, when you're working with motivated sellers or any type of JV partner, be present. What do I mean by that? I can't stand when I'm talking to somebody and they're constantly looking at their phone. In fact, I had a great idea. When I was at LA, we went to the Comedy Store, saw Matt Rife. Awesome, just incredible experience. But when you go in, they put your phone in a pouch and they put a special key in a lock, and you can't touch your phone. I thought it was really unique. I had a great time. I was with my son and my wife, some family members, and I go, you know what? I think I'm going to do this at Thanksgiving, because I have outside family that comes in that does not respect like the Thanksgiving dinner. I can't stand when someone's constantly looking at their phone. You know what? When you do that, you tell someone, you're not important. I'm looking to do something else. I don't want to be here, meaning they're not present. So for God's sakes, be present, especially for big family moments, for your kids, for your significant other, because who is more important? I promise you, Fox News, CNN, all that other crap will be there when you get there. It's so ridiculous how you guys give up your attention. All your notification stuff, get rid of them, all of them. Unless it's family or a business partner, get rid of all of them. You know, for the longest time, I had one of those stupid Ring cameras. I get a notification every time somebody walked by my house. I got so sick of it, I just deleted it. I just got rid of all the notifications. And my life's, why do I need a notification for everything going on in my life? I'm going to control my schedule. Unless I have an urgent call or a text, that's the only thing I address on my phone. And you should do the exact same. Maybe we'll get like a flip with Rick, and you get like a lock case. I just thought it was really unique. I didn't realize, I don't go to a lot of comedy shows, and I thought it was actually pretty cool. In fact, I might order a whole set. And can you imagine the shock at Thanksgiving? Because I usually have about 20, 28, 30 people at my house. And I go, hey, everybody's got to seal their phone and put it right here. People would have a heart attack. Like, I've had people literally just have a fight with me over their phone. And once I'm in an important meeting, if the person just keeps looking at their phone and stuff like that, I already know it's probably not going to go well, because if they're this unfocused, how am I ever going to do business with them? So keep that in mind. So let me check some questions here. We'll jump on some lives, and we'll go from there. Hendrik says, thank you for you and your son for your information, extended words of encouragement. No problem. I love this guy's name. It's Stoics, and he's got the Marine Corps in there. Recommend this bay as a modern day read that blends timeless Stoic philosophy and the practical insights for anybody. Continual growth. Ego is the enemy. So Ryan Holiday, which is great. I've met him, I think, 3 times. If you ever get a chance to have him speak, he's the true Stoic of Stoics. I think he's read over 5,000 books on Stoicism. I just love his long-term approach on life. And if you ever get a chance, I also use his daily Stoics. It's 365 days. And every day you read 1 page. So you want to talk about being present and understand what the lesson is for that day. And then you get to mull on it. And then I look back at it at the end of the day, and I try to see if I made sense of it. And so I'm on my 3rd year on that book. Like yeah. Because somebody once told you, like, oh, it's the quality of a man or a woman is how many books they read in their lifetime. I'm like, here's the problem with that. I see people, I'll read 8, read 10 pages a day. And listen, I'm all about reading, but I would tell you, I've read multiple books where it just, the book wasn't resonating with me. It wasn't what it was cracked up to be. End that damn book. Don't finish it because you feel obligated. I'd rather you read 10 books and know them front to cover, and then they change your life dramatically, than someone who read 10,000 books and you're just an average Joe. So keep that in mind when they do it. I love anything Stoicism. To me, it's life has to be somewhat balanced. Now, life's not fair, and that's what Stoicism will teach you. And a lot of people think Stoicism teaches you to avoid your feelings and stuff. It's the actual opposite. You have to sit in your feelings and deal with them. And most of us don't do it because we self-medicate ourselves. Drugs, alcohol, food's a big one. Food's just as bad as the drugs. And to be in the moment and understand, it is painful when you first do it, but this is how you get through it. Because if you're constantly reaction to your emotions and your feelings, you're a slave to them. And until you figure out how to master them and get through it, some things are just going to suck in life. So I do love that saying. It's really good. That's really good. So Brian, if you have something you want to tell me in private, you can put it in the private chat. I will look at it before I leave. And then someone mentioned they're going through the free wholesaling course now. It's a great content. So let me put this up, and then we'll jump on the lives. Just so you guys know, I put the free wholesaling on the bottom right there. You can't figure it out. Just go to it. And you guys will like it because we have the largest wholesaling school group and a very interactive community. We have a good time. It's how I connected with everybody when I was out in California, and I had a good time with it. So let me jump over here and see who we can help you out. I appreciate you. Live your life. That's awesome. Okay. Put it in the private chat if you don't want anybody else to see it. I can't figure that all out. So Diana, you there?
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Give me a name.
Avie.
Oh, and how old?
She's almost a year old next week.
Oh my gosh, how you doing? I enjoyed meeting with you and your significant other.
Yeah, that was awesome. Honestly, that was like
What we'll probably ever do, because
I told
yeah, it was.
my husband that too.
What's that?
I said I told my husband that too. I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna get another situation like that.
Yeah, you will.
Of
But
like
like
meetings.
the thing is, over the years, like I've made a lot of friends with the people I meet there, and like, listen, I'm not into, if I lived in Florida, where I go out to California to meet me, that's a personal choice. I had people coming from New York. I had people coming from North Carolina. I was pretty impressed, but it does mean a lot to me, and it's like that extra thing sometimes. I'm a big people person, And I'm the exact way on camera as I am when I'm with you guys. Like I have this thing where I just want to help everybody out as much as I can, have conversations. I usually get kicked out of every dinner because it goes too long. That's just who I am. And I think people enjoy that. But um, like guys, Corey, I met kind of, I think we're going on 4 years ago. And this is when I had no audience and he used to come. And then we met at an event and we just hit it off. And Corey's a big part of my business and we do deals together. And he's helped me find programs that just made perfect sense. And I can only do it by doing like that extra personal connection. So me and Zach commit twice a year to go out. We always do one in Florida and then the other one we kind of travel. So I felt bad for everybody on the West Coast. Now I kind of understand your guys like time difference. I'm like, it's opened me and Zach's eyes up to the time we do live streams and stuff. I got to be somewhat fair about it, especially on Saturday morning. I don't know how you guys do it at like 7 a.m. to listen to
Oh my
athletes
gosh.
and stuff like that. But it's cool, and some of you guys are really consistent about it, and I'm impressed. But that I was there almost 3 weeks, and I was doing all the live streams with a 3 hour time difference. I go, you got to be kidding me, Zach! It's 7 a.m. What the hell are we doing? It's like, but we had a good time doing it, and I will tell you, I got to tell you, the West Coast is some of the most beautiful um, country I've ever seen. Like the northern part of California is, I mean, just beautiful. I'm not ragging on the south part of California, but San Diego is a crowded place, and it's a very, very
Yeah.
polluted beach. And that part didn't. The weather was amazing. So at some point, I do need to get up to like your neck of the woods and just do it. I would do that more on like a personal thing. But I only stopped over there once, heading up to Alaska once, and I was a lot younger at the time.
Yeah.
So, and then I had
You would
my
like
wife.
it.
Yeah, my wife's aunt lived up there for a while, and they don't live
Mm.
there anymore. So I don't have a lot of friends and family up there. So I love getting somebody up there and go, hey, what's going on? So now I see
Yeah,
the
it's
little one. That's awesome.
I
I
know I
remember
have
when
to.
you
Sorry,
were
I'm
that age.
standing and I'm holding her.
Okay, you're fine.
I'm like,
You're
oh, I gotta do it. Anyways, I had a question about a
okay.
probate. I have a lead, and she's a pretty hot lead because she
Mhm.
um it was a cold. Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yeah, I hear you perfect.
Okay, perfect. Anyways, so little grandma inherited a property.
Uh-huh.
She stopped making payments in November. So there's nothing on the county yet. I just pulled her probate, gave her a call. She's very desperate to sell. She knows
Okay.
she needs to sell it,
Hmm.
but she has dementia. Just I remember you talking about it. She has dementia. She has a daughter that helps her make every decision she has to make, which is a good thing.
Uh-huh.
Her daughter is not she how do I put this? She doesn't know if the mom needs to sell. She's like, I don't know if it's a good idea for my mom to sell. But I'm like, hey, her name is Amanda. I'm like, Amanda, your mom hasn't made payments since November. It's gonna like either the bank takes it or like she sells it. And she's just like, I don't know. She's like, I don't trust anyone. And I'm like, well, so the mom really knows she needs to sell. She really wants to sell. She's the
Hmm.
owner of the property because the house is already inherited to her. The daughter makes all of her decisions because she has dementia.
Okay.
And there's another person on the property. It's the mom's brother who's in prison. So I just don't know what to do now because it's like
So
frozen.
how old is she, do you think?
She's not that old. She's like 70, 68 or 70, but
Okay.
it's the dementia.
I'm going to ask you some questions. Is it obvious she has dementia when you talk to her?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Not like it's not super obvious, but there's little things that like I would call back an hour later and she's like, "Oh, I told you that." So I'm like, "Okay, she's not
yeah.
lying about it."
So part of this is you're right involving the daughter. The question is, why did she stop making payments on the mortgage? Is she just forgetting to make the payment, or she does not have the money?
No, she has no money. She doesn't
Oh,
have the money. She straight up said that she doesn't work. She gets like the social security check every month and she's like it doesn't cover the mortgage or the tax and just like anything. She just straight up doesn't have the money.
So the next biggest question you have to answer is if she sells that house, where is she going to live?
With her daughter. I already asked her that. She's looking to find a place with her daughter.
That's the daughter that kind of helps her make the decisions, right?
Yeah.
So, so all families are unique, and maybe the daughter's
Yeah.
just trying to buy time.
Yeah,
Because I'm going to
probably.
tell you, it's not easy taking care of someone with dementia. I'm telling you
Yeah.
from a first. We did it with my mother. We had to put her in a nursing home. It was really bad. Um, and it's hard, and you have to kind of walk a line
Yeah.
without like being mean about it. But
Yeah.
to me, is if someone doesn't have the money to pay for a mortgage, it's proven it's going in arrears. The inevitable is going to happen,
Hmm.
and you're going to have to kindly convey that to the daughter some way, somehow. You have to find out, is it, did you meet with the seller in person or over the phone?
Over the phone, because the daughter lives like 4 hours away. So
Yeah.
the mom didn't want to meet or do anything until the daughter comes into town, which she is in the next couple weeks. The daughter is going to come into town and the daughter wants to meet me in person. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping it goes well. I just kind of, before I meet her, I wanted to just see kind of.
Yeah. So I would try to put the pieces to the puzzle. One of the things you're going to have to figure out gently is the relationship between the mother and daughter. So I'm just telling you, with dementia, um, it's tough. It's very.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever dealt with someone with dementia. It's one thing for you to meet with them a few times
I
to live with
haven't.
them. It's a whole new ball world. So before my mom passed
Yeah.
away, she couldn't recognize me for more than 3 or 4 minutes. And even though it broke my heart,
Oh
I
man.
understand. So my grandmother went through this. I'm very familiar with it, and it's very, very challenging um, for a family member to take care of them because it takes an incredible skill set. And I will tell you
Hmm.
this: I don't. Do you know how much money she stands to get from the house, roughly? I mean, does she have
She
equity in it?
she owes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She owes about 130, maybe like 150 on it, but it's worth about 400. It's a good piece of property. So she.
So listen, I'm going to tell you, the daughter is going to need money to help take care of her mother. I'm just telling you,
Yeah.
dementia. I'm not. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's some of the most like it's very challenging because someone with
Mhm.
dementia, they get hurt all the time because they don't recognize the dangers in a house of falling. They don't understand
Yeah.
knives. It's like dealing with your child. Like if you let your little one run around,
Yeah.
you know what would happen. Something bad would happen, and it's very hard, especially to watch a parent go through that. So what I would do is try to
Yeah.
study the relationship between the mother and the daughter. You're going to get more information from the mother. Just don't trigger anything emotionally because that's not fair to someone with that type of
Yeah.
thing. Honestly, that your detective work is going to be figuring out the relationship of like, listen, all relationships have, obviously, do you have a good relationship with your mother?
Of course. Yeah. I
So,
love
but
her.
you understand, like, are you one of those people like if mom says it, that's just it? Or
Yeah.
sometimes your relationship to the other, what I say is I tell my mom what to do. You got to find out who kind of wears the pants on the final decision. But here's how I look at it.
It's.
This is the part I do the best in probates. I try to treat people like it was my own mother. Like I want to help you
Mhm.
out. She's got to profit from it and it's got to solve a problem. And then you're going to
Yeah.
listen. You would do the same thing if someone was doing this to your mother and you were far away, right? You'd be like, oh, wait a minute. Now you
Oh
probably might
yeah.
not
Oh
realize
yeah. I
the
wouldn't trust
prerequisites,
anyone.
but I'm here to tell
Yeah.
you, Diana, like you're perfect for this. You are like, you're very sweet, you're caring, and you're a female, which I'm telling you, if a guy came in this situation, he'd be like, I don't trust you. Like you're just trying to profit off my mom. You have a huge advantage
Yeah.
over this one. So just do the things I teach you to do is be authentic, be yourself, gather all the information, especially the pre-foreclosure stuff, do the calculations, far she is behind. Maybe she'll share, maybe give you a copy of a mortgage statement or something like that. And then
Yeah.
when you meet with the daughter, you have to present the case and you're going to tell her how I'm trying to help your mom out. But here's the key part. You have to tell her how she benefits from you doing this. And if she sees
Yeah.
like, shit, she's trying to help me out, maybe I want to listen to her. Listen, some guy that comes in out of the corner that's like an aggressive wholesaler, he's not going to get
Mhm.
through these people. I think you're the right person for it. You just got to figure out the relationship and you got to build the case and get all the information. And when you get there, when you meet with her, you have the flexibility to go either A, B, or C, or maybe you go all through three of them. But remember, you're treating it just like, hey, if this was my mom, this is what I would do. And I want to help you out. And here's how
Okay.
she's going to benefit. Here's how you're going to benefit. And this is what I'll do the entire process to make you comfortable with it. And that's all you
Yeah.
do. If I had a magic word to teach you, I would, but it's just be yourself
I
because
know. Yeah.
more people like you that I go, listen, you understand most people assume you're going to screw them. That's why they're scared to death to do business with you. And so you have to demonstrate,
Yeah.
I want to
I
help
know.
somebody out and just say, listen, I've done a probate before. I understand it. One of my partners has 20 plus years experience. I understand how this process works. So even though it's not a
Hmm.
probate, but the biggest challenge you're going to have to do now is the title work. So especially with the son in jail, does she have a relationship with the son?
Oh, it's no, the son, very bad. They hate each other. She doesn't even, she said if we ever, like, if we get anything going, she said she doesn't even want to talk to the son, her brother. It's the mom's brother. She's like, I
Yeah.
don't want, like, you will have to do everything. And I'm like, okay.
So that's perfect.
Because
I will deal
he,
with that. But here's the challenge is if he's legally on deed, which it sounds like he is, probably through a probate, right?
yeah,
You're going to have
yeah.
to deal with him. You're going to have to deal with him, and you're probably going to have to
Hmm.
give him some money to make him go away. And just say, listen, I will deal with it, and I will size that situation. That problem could be bigger than the sister problem. And
I
then
think it is.
also
I think that's our biggest.
find out what the relationship with the sister and the brother, what the sibling thing is there. It's probably not good, I would imagine. And honestly,
It's the
that might be,
mom. It's the, yeah. It's the mom and the brother that are on the deed. The mom's daughter is the one that's taking care of the mom because of dementia. Their relationship is like top notch. They're like the worlds of each other. Like they're um
yeah,
yeah.
just
The
listen,
mom
just
doesn't do anything without the daughter.
it's just understanding the family dynamics. And then what I would
Yeah.
do, I would just take a risk and in front. I would take this property and ask your title company to run the title now. Yeah, so you can figure out any anticipated problems because if the brother's hell bent on not signing anything or he needs 500 grand, I mean, all the other conversations could be kind of a waste of time. Find out if he's on the title legally, and then just
Mm-hmm.
obviously they'll tell you the pending foreclosure, and then just see if there's anything else. Because if you could tell them about anything they don't know about, and just say, "Listen, I'm here to help you. I'll navigate through the sun, but like, there's got to be a reason he's on title." So he's
Because there was
going.
no will.
Yeah, I
There
know.
was no will from the mom and dad, so the brother and the mom like inherited the property, and they were the next two. That's why. That's at least that's what she told me. That's
Yeah.
what she
So just
told
find out
me.
what you can get without stressing her out about it. But
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a bigger obstacle than the daughter okaying the deal. Because once she
Okay.
understands it, eventually she's going to lose the house. And when you meet with her, just show her the factual information. All you
Okay.
need is one statement from grandma to find out what's going on and figure out how much it's in
Okay.
arrears. Listen, every month we wait, another $1,500 is going down the drain. Here's what I propose. Here's what I'm going to do. And find out, hey, what are the plans with mom? How soon do you want her to like live with you? And go, listen, I will work with you. If we have to wait another 4 or 5 months to make this work, I get it. I will do whatever you guys want to do,
Yeah.
but tell me. But if you want to save that extra 5 or 6 grand, we got to get going now. If you want to wait, I will do that. But there is a cost to it. I don't want to surprise you at the end. So just, Diana, just being yourself, you're perfect for this. And
Hmm.
then if you have any questions, just
Yeah.
reach
Thank
out to
you.
me. I'm happy to help you out with it. You're built for this. You've already done it before, so just do it again.
Yeah,
But
just gotta
the
do it
brother makes
again.
me a little
Okay.
nervous. I'm not gonna tell you, the brother in jail that
I
like
know.
that one could be a little bit more of a
That's
challenge.
what that's what's getting me nervous.
Well, it's because you're going to have to get his autograph too, and God only knows how cooperative he is. So I would find out
Yeah.
where he's serving at and how much longer he's going to be in there for, and you're going to have to figure out how to contact him. So most people in jail are
He's
pretty
out in
eager to
October.
learn. Where?
He's out in October. He's in our county. He's out in October and he's in jail, in prison
Yeah.
because he actually beat his grandma almost half to death. So he's a very violent person.
Oh God. Okay. Well, I don't want you to do anything,
Yeah.
but they're much easier to deal with when they're behind bars because they can't do
Yeah.
anything to you, and then involve
Yeah.
your husband just to make sure like you're safe. But I've dealt with a lot of situations. I believe the brother is going to be your biggest obstacle.
Okay.
Now, just keep in mind, you can talk to somebody in jail. Like my whole thing is get to the
Yeah.
truth sooner than later, because if you know he's never going to sign or he's going to be so unreasonable, you might as well know it up front because
Yeah.
I don't want you to waste time. There's no point even dealing with the sister if he's going to be so irrational. And then
Yeah.
if does the sister, do you know if she even talks to her brother?
Oh no,
No, no.
they like don't communicate at all.
Yeah. So it's
Like none of them. They
yeah, you're
don't.
gonna have to be the Switzerland in this entire project. And listen, the guy's getting money one way or the other. There's no way around it.
I know.
But
And I explained that to her because at first she was like, no, he gets nothing. And I'm like, yeah, if he's on the deed, he's gonna have to like
yeah,
I
so you,
told her about paying him off
yeah.
and she was on board with it. She was on
Well,
board
you
with it.
can, it's at some point if she wants to move forward, you'll have to have a conversation with him, and you're just gonna have to it's like figure it
Mhm.
out. Now, if you want your husband to have that conversation, it's not a bad move either. Just say, hey, listen,
Okay.
we're in a bust your mom. We're dealing with a house that's in foreclosure. And if we don't get it sold soon, the bank's just going to take it back. Now, you have options. I'm not here to tell, like everybody has options in pre-foreclosure. I hate when people goes, well, if you
Hmm.
don't do anything, they're just going to take the house away. That's not completely accurate. They would still get money if it went to a foreclosure auction. They just wouldn't have options. So the idea is they
Yeah.
can move out in their own time frame. They can control the money, and the sooner you do it, usually the more money there is for you. Now, my sell to the um, is it her brother that's in jail?
Yeah. The mom's brother, yeah.
Listen, I would always start out always like this. Listen, the house is in pre-foreclosure. Your mom reached your mom or your sister reached out to us. They're looking to get it sold. She can't afford it anymore, and
Hmm.
you're on the deed. So I assume you got this house in probate. And then just see what he says. Don't start going over price or anything, and just see what it is. And it's either going to go one or two ways. Okay, I'm just going to warn you. Great, I'm desperate for money. I need something now. That's a good sign. Or I want $1 million. I'm not signing anything unless I get $1 million. You got to find out which side of the coin
Oh
he's on.
god. Yeah.
And sometimes you just got to massage him
Okay.
like, if you don't do something, then you're probably going to get nothing. And just figure it out from there.
Okay.
So I know you got your hands full there. Just
Okay.
you're going to have to gather. Remember, the
No, it's
bigger the
okay.
problem you solve, the more money you make. And just it's
Okay.
unique.
Yeah.
But like to quarterback this, can you imagine a realtor to try to put this deal together?
Oh
I'm
my
more
gosh. No,
concerned
and
with
it's
I'm more
yeah,
concerned with the brother than I am with her daughter. I think her daughter's just
same.
trying to protect her mom, and
Yeah.
you got to find out. I don't know. You just got to find out when you want to talk to the brother. But we got to solve grandma, and we got to solve her daughter, and then honestly, if you did the brother last, that's fine. It's just a matter of how much he's going to get. And listen, if
Yeah.
he's on title, it's not my job to judge if he should be there or not. Just the law says if he's on title, that I assume they would split it half unless they have some sort of other agreement. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but the problem is if we can't get him to sign the agreement, that house is eventually going to be lost in foreclosure, and they're going to have very, very
Mm.
limited options. So they would get something, but the question is they wouldn't be in control. So just start working your way through it and find out. And I think you're doing everything the right way. You just got to The jail thing, like the other, I go, without the jail thing, I go, you got a great probability. With this one, we just got to figure out what he needs.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm
Hey, listen,
trying
I
to.
miss being around babies. I would just love to borrow. I'm waiting. Maybe you guys can talk to Zach. Maybe I'm waiting for grandkids, but like I feel like I'm
I
aging, waiting.
talked to him.
Yeah.
I talked to him at the event, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh."
You know,
He
I
was
do
like,
that also.
"Whoa."
Like a son, you're kind of getting old. You're 25. He's like, Dad, just stop putting pressure on me. I'm like, I go, me and your mother, man, like we're waiting. So maybe you guys can talk to Zach for me. You got it, Diana. I appreciate you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Um, guys, understand this. I'm like, yeah, I am pushing Zach to do that. That's what we're doing. So, guys, if you want to learn how to do wholesaling, freewholesaling.com is right here on the bottom. And do me a favor. Do me the solid. Make sure you smash that like button. And guys, make sure you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, the best compliment, and share this with someone that wants to get the truth on wholesaling. We'll be back on tomorrow in our regular studio at 1 p.m. Eastern. Me and Zach, and we got a good topic for you. And I will see you all then. See you guys later.